Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion, learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading More Than Mindfulness, Widening the Field of Practice by the Monastics of the Thai Forest Sangha. We're continuing today in a talk by Ajahn Karuna Dhammo called Mindfulness and Kamma. In fact, in quiet states of mind, when you are looking at this factor of intention as it arises, you can also look at it in terms of contemplation of anatta, not self. Because the quality of intention can sometimes have a strong infusion of self. Because the quality of intention has this element of choice related to it, it can often be seen as, oh, this is who I really am. I am somebody who can act in a certain way to produce certain results. I have the willpower through the use of intention to perform some sort of action. When we look back and see that intentions arise to make a choice, there's a real sense of personal power to that, and we adjust that action based on that self-perception. The perception of self enters into intention very easily, but one should realize that intention is also a mental factor that has its own causes and conditions, and only masquerades with this sense of self. Intention to act in a certain way arises from other conditions. When there is contact and we have a certain experience, if there's greed, hatred, and delusion underneath the experience, then intention arises controlled by the greed, hatred, and delusion. That's what is driving the intentions to get something or to get away from something. To act skillfully, or in the case of greed, hatred, and delusion, to act unskillfully. That's what is driving it. But the intention to act skillfully usually comes from mindfulness and clear comprehension as driving forces. These are mental factors that are actually at play with clear comprehension. Mindfulness is the driving force to form an intention for skillful action. So we can see that the more we habituate ourselves, and the more focus and attention we use to bring up mindfulness and clear comprehension, the more likely we are able to evaluate the moral quality of something we are about to do. With that clarity and clear comprehension, we choose the wholesome course because we know that it feels better. We develop skillful states of mind because we know it will bring us a stable sense of contentment and happiness and freedom from suffering. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.